Discovery is happening all around Seattle, if you know where to look. On KUOW's new podcast, Pocket Science, we'll dig into the fascinating, weird, and groundbreaking research happening right here in our backyard and meet the scientists who are in the thick of it. From the lab bench to a tidal mudflat, it all starts with one simple question. What are you working on? The answers might surprise you. Listen to Pocket Science, launching July 6th on the KUOW app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Washington is one of 17 states trying to break up with gasoline. It wants every new car sold here to be electric by 2035.
Washington, Oregon, New York, New Jersey, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Delaware, Maryland have gas-powered vehicles in their sights. They're coming for them.
But so far, drivers have been slow to adopt electric vehicles. Nationally, only 1 in 10 new cars sold each year is electric. That's because EVs are expensive, and finding a place to charge them can be inconvenient.
In the meantime, 99% of U.S. cars are still fueled by gasoline.
But gas is expensive too. I mean, have you seen the prices at the pump lately?
2 weeks ago, gas was $2, and today gas is $4. Did gasoline go to college and come back with a master's degree in pricing?
So one Seattle inventor came up with a workaround. He's come up with a simple way to convert gas cars to electric. I'm Joshua McNichols.
I'm Monica Nicholsberg, and this is Booming. Today, could transforming gas cars into hybrids jumpstart the all-electric future, or will this idea stall out before it even gets rolling? That's coming up.
Tires now, come on, let's go! No tires, just gas! What? You need tires, you idiot!
Joshua, I know we're going to get into this concept of converting gas cars to electric, but I feel like we should just get something out of the way first. The cheapest way to quit driving gas cars is to sell your gas car and take public transit.
Yeah.
But that's obviously not something that everybody can do.
Yeah. I've had this dream of ditching a car for a long time. But there's a problem, and that's that our region is really built around cars. We've been building things to accommodate cars for almost a century now. Like, take, for example, my in-laws. They live south of Des Moines in Washington, and it takes 38 minutes to drive there from my home in Seattle. Guess how much time it takes on public transit?
Oh, I've done this kind of math before. It's usually at least double. I'm going to say, 2 hours?
It takes 3 hours.
Oof.
Yeah. And that makes use of the new light rail station serving their town. So if I didn't have a car, they'd have seen a lot less of their grandkids over the years.
Okay, so for a lot of us, ditching cars just isn't an option, at least not right now. So what can people do if they want to stop buying expensive gas and be a more climate-friendly driver?
Well, if you have the money, you can buy a new electric car or a plug-in hybrid. But they start at $30,000 to $60,000. And my family doesn't like spending that much, We buy used. So the idea of actually turning a gas car into an electric one really appeals to me.
Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah. Right now, there's no easy way to do that, but I met someone who's working on a solution. His name's Tom Gurski. He's an MIT-trained engineer and inventor. And in 2020, he founded a startup called Blue Dot Motorworks in North Seattle to make conversion kits. His dream is to eventually convert 500 million gas cars to plug-in hybrid electrics.
Very ambitious.
Yeah.
So how does it work?
Well, it's pretty simple. I mean, he adds a second engine, an electric engine, and you can switch your car to run on either engine as needed. He's going after this niche, people who keep their old cars for years, like me. I drive my cars into the ground. And his business model is to license this technology to factories all over the world. And he's going to start with fleet vehicles. That way he can sell lots of kits at a time.
Fleet vehicles meaning cars that a company owns.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll have a whole bunch of the same kind of car. So it's just a bang, bang, bang job to convert them one after the other. Right now, he's still in startup mode, small and scrappy. He's working on prototypes out of his garage, but he's raised $400,000 so far, and he's got 4 other people working on it with him.
I love that because the common mythos of many startups is I started it in a garage, but this guy actually needs to be in a garage.
Yeah. I got to see his shop. Can you describe this vehicle? Was it like a family car? What's the
This was my personal 2001 Jeep Cherokee. I donated it to the cause. Absolute peach of an engine. It'll go 500,000 miles easy. I love this Jeep. I do Jeepy things on the weekend, but driving to work every day, I'm getting 12 miles to the gallon. It's just untenable.
So his inner tinkerer came out, and he turned this Jeep into a plug-in hybrid. So can we sit in there?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay.
You want to hop in?
When you climb inside, it looks like a regular Jeep with all these normal knobs and speedometers and heater controls and stuff. But there's this tiny custom control panel on the dashboard with all these wires coming out of the back. The control panel tells you things like, how much power it's using and stuff like that. I don't really know all the details exactly of what it's doing. It's displaying numbers that seem important.
I had to basically use a lot of off-the-shelf components to make this prototype affordable to build and on our shoestring budget.
Yeah, and I see a big red button on it. What does that do?
That's just the oh crap button. I'm particularly because I'm a mechanical engineer, not an electrical engineer. So I wanted to make sure there's a fail-safe in there in case anything does go wrong.
The oh crap button disengages the electric motor. It's like putting a car in neutral.
Okay, if this thing still has an oh crap button on it, it sounds like there's a bit of refinement that needs to happen before he could actually put this thing on the market.
Yeah, for sure. But most of the refinements ahead are just about, slimming it down, enclosing all the parts in an attractive casing. Right now, the electric motor itself hangs below the car. It kind of looks like a garbage disposal attached to the chassis. And then that garbage disposal spins the drive shaft, basically. The core mechanics are there. It plugs into any wall outlet and it charges overnight.
So he's built this MacGyvered plug-in hybrid. How well does it work?
It works pretty well. I mean, he drives it around town. On longer trips, like if he's going into the mountains or something, he has to switch over to the gas engine, because the battery doesn't last that long. But that's not a daily occurrence. It's more of a weekend thing. So that math works out in his favor. He averages 95 miles a gallon.
Wow.
So being able to retrofit something like this and do that daily commute on electric power, but still be able to go out to the wilderness at the same time is fantastic. I'll power the system up.
Did you get to ride in it?
Yeah, I sure did.
And we are off.
You know what this reminds me of a little bit? You know the movie Back to the Future?
Yes.
So inside the DeLorean on the dashboard, there's all kinds of dials and stuff that Doc has added that control, what year they're going to and stuff. These digital readouts and the panic button all remind me of that.
No, it does have a very Doc Brown feel to it. And I get to apologize for the crudity of the model, in Doc Brown's words.
Please excuse the crudity of this model. I didn't have time to build it to scale or to paint it.
So this thing sounds super cool. It's very do-it-yourself. And that appeals to me as somebody who once converted an old fleet van into a camper. But not everybody is going to want to DIY their car.
Yeah. Well, they don't have to. He's making a kit that you'd buy and have installed in a day by a certified mechanic.
Okay. How much does it cost?
$6,000 to $10,000. And that's for, the kit and the installation and everything, which is about 20% of the cost of a new entry-level plug-in hybrid vehicle.
It's almost hard to believe it's so affordable because I remember at least last year when I was covering EV batteries, I think the battery itself started at like $10,000.
Yeah, well, the main difference here is that he uses a really, really small battery. It's about a fifth of the size of the battery that you would see in a new electric car, which makes it a lot cheaper. There's a trade-off, of course, and that trade-off is range. You only get 35 miles on a single charge. After that, you can plug it in, or you can just switch over to the gas engine. And that's as simple as pressing a button.
This actually really appeals to me because we have a plug-in hybrid with a small battery, and it's plenty for city driving, which is the vast majority of what we do. So most of the time, it's like we have an electric car, but it is really nice to have the gas engine as a backup for longer trips, no range anxiety.
Yeah. And if you plug it in every night, you may not use gas for a week. And this was one of the big takeaways I had talking with Tom. It's like the perfect electric car is very expensive, but a converted gas car will get you most of the way for a fraction of the cost.
So this sounds like it worked well for his Jeep, and it's certainly something that I'd be interested in given how much we like our plug-in hybrid. But I do wonder how broadly this will appeal to people. It seems like your car would kind of have to be in this Goldilocks zone, right? On the one hand, you've got brand new cars, and you probably don't want to poke holes in them and install something like this. You've just spent a bunch of money on this car. Why would you then want to spend more money on it and perhaps hurt its resale value?
Yeah.
And on the other hand, you've got older cars where it might not be worth it to sink more money into them.
Yeah, I have a car like that myself. It's this beat-up 2009 Honda Fit. It drives like a dream, and it fits into tiny parking spaces. I kind of love it, but it's also a bit of a wreck. The AC doesn't work. The paint is in horrible shape. It's got a dent. It's only worth like $3,000 resale. So is it worth spending $6,000 to convert it? I'd have a beater that gets 100 miles a gallon, and lasts another 20 years, but I don't know if I want that.
Yeah, I'm not sure how appealing that would be, even to somebody who is as loyal to your old car as you are.
Yeah.
So we know the road to getting everybody to switch to electric cars is long, and this guy thinks he's found a shortcut. But how scalable do you think this solution really is?
I asked for an expert opinion on that from Don Mackenzie. He leads the Sustainable Transportation Lab at the University of Washington, and he told me that Tom's idea goes against most of the research out there.
The conventional wisdom is that retrofits are expensive, don't typically pay off, and the most cost-effective way to decarbonize the transportation sector, certainly the light-duty vehicle sector, is invest in the new cars, change over the new car stock, and the old cars will eventually age out and retire naturally, meaning just that they get old and they get scrapped.
He said older cars tend to be driven fewer miles per year than newer cars, and that typically makes the payback on these sorts of solutions harder to pencil out.
With that said, if someone has a winning solution, it's awesome that they're working on bringing it to market. I love to hear about something that disrupts the conventional wisdom and overturns it as well. So it's exciting, and I would love to see how this works out for him and for the customers.
So it sounds like he's skeptical, but open to the idea. Basically, it's a risk.
Yeah.
But that's what startups do. They look for places where conventional wisdom might be wrong, and then they place a bet on a solution.
Yeah. And there are so many nuances to this. Like when you drive electric, you're no longer paying for gas, but you are paying for electricity. And the costs of those two things vary a lot from place to place. If you live in the right spot, you can save a lot of money.
So here in Seattle, we're paying about 13 cents per kilowatt hour of electricity. That's the residential rate. If you go out to Chelan County, it's under 3 cents. So your cost per mile to drive an electric car in Chelan County is about 1 cent per mile versus about 4 cents in Seattle.
It's a quarter of the cost.
Yeah, it is. But, one thing Seattle and Chelan County have in common is they're both in Washington, where electricity is a lot cheaper than in other places, like California or Hawaii. In those places, electricity is super expensive compared to ours. So, if you take my car, for example, the 2009 Honda Fit, I calculated that converting it would pay off in about 4 to 5 years, depending on how much I drive and whether I'm doing short trips on battery power or long trips using gas.
It's so crazy that your car is the year I graduated. Is that like the year I graduated high school was 2009?
I'm sure there's some people out there who are like, I was born the year your car was made.
I'm the same age as your car. So we've been talking about this from a pocketbook finance angle, but there's climate change to think about too. And Washington State has some pretty ambitious goals to end the sale of all new gas cars by 2035. Is there anything else on the horizon that might move the needle on that?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest changes would come from government policy. Like, the government could decide to subsidize or create other incentives for low-emission vehicles. And the other thing would be access to cheaper electric vehicles. Chinese companies, for example, are making affordable electric vehicles for about the same price as one of these gas-to-electric conversion kits.
Wow.
They come in all shapes and sizes. There's luxury cars. There's mini cars that are like no bigger than a golf cart.
Is there a minivan? I'm dying for a good electric minivan.
I'm sure there is. Yeah. But, you know, a lot of these are staying out of the U.S. market because, you know, there's tariffs, there's high shipping fees, and many of these Chinese cars are not certified by the federal government to drive at freeway speeds in the U.S. For safety reasons. But there are new U.S. companies trying to build a homegrown version of the cheap EV. One company called Slate, which is based in Michigan, is bringing to market a bare-bones electric truck that it will sell for under $25,000. It's so bare-bones that even the windows are hand-cranked. Electric windows are an upgrade.
There's something very poetic about an electric truck with hand crank windows.
Yeah, I kind of miss hand-cranked windows.
I miss knobs. I think that we need to stop taking all the knobs out of cars. Like, I want to turn a real thing, you know?
Yeah. And this truck has those. You know, there's a lot of entrepreneurs in the U.S. trying to tackle this problem from different angles, which makes me pretty optimistic that we'll find solutions that work for the unique needs of different people.
Well, Joshua, thanks for bringing this story.
Yeah, no problem. That's it for Booming. Thanks so much for listening.
And we're looking for sources for an upcoming episode. We want to talk to small business owners and entrepreneurs who are using AI agents to help with their work. We're not necessarily looking for software companies. We know they're using AI, but we want to hear about the creative ways that you're using it in your work. You can email us at booming@kuow.org, or even better, leave us a voicemail at 206-221-7158, and you might be featured on a future episode.
And of course, you know, we love it when people donate to the show. So, you know, if you want to be special, go to kuow.org/booming. And thanks.
Our producers are Lucy Suchek and Alec Cowan. Our editor is Carol Smith. Our music is by Alec Cowan, Blue Dot Sessions, and Music Bed. I'm Monica Nicholsberg.
I'm Joshua McNichols. And we'll see you next time.
Discovery is happening all around Seattle, if you know where to look. On KUOW's new podcast, Pocket Science, we'll dig into the fascinating, weird, and groundbreaking research happening right here in our backyard and meet the scientists who are in the thick of it. From the lab bench to a tidal mudflat, it all starts with one simple question. What are you working on? The answers might surprise you. Listen to Pocket Science, launching July 6th on the KUOW app or wherever you get your podcasts.